Riviera Beach Planning and Zoning Board meeting is now in order.
We'll have a moment of silence and then stand for the pledge. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Velasquez, roll call.
Frederick McCoy.
Here.
Margaret Shepard.
Here.
Julius Wiggum.
Here.
Cedric Barber II. Brenda James.
Present.
Andrew Knuddy.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Any additions and deletions?
Good afternoon, Jeff Gagnon, Assistant Director of Community Development. I did want to make one note that letter A under new business, there is a typo and it should read an ordinance of the City Council. It does say resolution on the agenda sheet. However, the staff report does say ordinance as well as the legal ad said ordinance. So that was just one typo I want to clarify. Additionally, I'd like to make the suggestion to move both letter A and B under new business before unfinished business on our agenda tonight.
Any objection from the board? Hearing no objection, fine. Disclosure by board members on the adoption and the adoption of the agenda. I would like to disclose that I am on a CRA advisory board, and two of these items are part of the CRA. So I am, but that's it. Adoption, a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Call the roll.
Frederick McCoy.
Yes.
Margaret Shepard.
Yes.
Julius Wiggum.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yes. No. We don't know.
For clarification, that was roll call for
Adoption.
the adoption of tonight's agenda.
Yeah. Adopting agenda.
Yes.
Brenda James.
Yes.
Andrew Knuddy.
Yes.
Unanimous voting. Motion approved.
Okay. Item 5, nomination of chairperson and vice chairperson. Mr. Gagnon?
Yes, historically, the chairperson and vice chair are selected in April annually. However, we didn't meet in April, so that's why we placed it at the beginning of the agenda for tonight. I know that Mr. Barber is currently absent. I don't recall if I heard from him, so I don't know if he will be present tonight. So I don't know if the board would like to discuss those seats now or wait until the end of the agenda.
Any comments from the board? To discuss it at the end of the meeting? You okay with that, Mr. Reagan, Mr. McCoy? Okay. Everybody else? Okay, we'll discuss it at the end so we can get through the agenda. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Number 6, approval of the minutes from February 11th. Motion?
So moved with corrections as necessary.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Velasquez?
Frederick McCoy.
Yes.
Margaret Shepard.
Yes.
Julius Wiggum.
Yes.
Brenda James.
Yes.
Andrew Knuddy.
Yes.
Unanimous voting. Motion approved.
Okay. Motion to approve the minutes from March 24th.
So moved as move with necessary adjustments.
Second.
Call the roll.
Frederick McCoy.
Yes.
Margaret Shepard.
Yes.
Julius Wiggum.
Yes.
Brenda James.
Yes.
Andrew Knuddy.
Yes.
Unanimous voting, motion approved.
Mr. Gagnon?
Yes, and tonight under new business, we have letter A and B. Both items are associated with one another. One is a future land use amendment and one is rezoning for 2 parcels. What we'll need to do is have 2 separate motions for each item. However, the presentation will really incorporate both simultaneously just because they are so closely associated with one another. So first is letter A, which is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, amending the city's comprehensive plan by changing the future land use map designation from community facility to medium density multiple family residential for the properties located at 301 West 13th Street and 313 West 13th Street, totaling 0.22 acres of land in order to facilitate the development of 2 new single-family homes and providing an effective date. At this time, I would like to ask Mario Velasquez, our Senior Planner and GIS Specialist, to provide a presentation. Additionally, for the record, Mr. Scott Evans, Director of Planning and Development for the CRA, is also in attendance.
Good evening, everyone. Mario Velasquez, Senior Planner. For tonight's items, again, just one presentation for both items for the land use amendment and rezoning. The application numbers are LU 1601 and RZ 1601. The item is pretty much to change the land use and zoning from community facility to residential. We'll go over the map to refresh memory of the location, continue with the staff analysis, and finalize with the recommendations from staff. As you can see on the map, the blue forming is the location of the parcels. They are east of President Barack Obama Highway, south of Bulhara Boulevard. And as we zoom in, we can see more detail. They're located between 12th Street and 13th Street, and between Avenue G and Park Drive. That's the front of the 2 parcels. They are located at 301 West 13th Street and 313 West 13th Street. Both parcels total approximately 0.22 acres of land. They are both community facility, and the zoning and the future land use. On the north side and south side of this property, we have residential, and across the street on the south side is also residential. West side and east side, we have residential and vacant lot, but that vacant lot is zoned community facility. So this map shows a comparison of what is currently the land use and what is proposed to be. If you see the green with the black hatchet, that's what we have right now, the community facility, and it's proposed to change to medium density multifamily residential. And this map is the same type of map, but it shows the changes in the zoning. It goes from community facility to downtown residential. And really, the proposed use behind these proposed changes is to facilitate the construction of 2 new single-family structures. In order for this to happen, the zoning designation map shall be amended to downtown residential, and to comply with the comprehensive plan, the future land use designation and the map should be amended to medium density multiple family residential. As far as levels of service, city services such as roads, water, sewer, and garbage collection are currently available to the site. The landscape plan will be required to be compatible with the city's land development regulation, and this is for the development of the 2 single families. And the same goes for the parking. It will be required in accordance with the city's land development regulations. So staff recommends approval of the proposed land use amendment from community facilities to medium density multiple family residential. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer All of them. Again, Scott Evans from the CRA is present.
Thank you. Ms. Shepherd, any questions?
Not right now.
Okay. Ms. James?
Yes. Is this land use change for the CRA? Are they proposing to build the 2 new homes there?
The 2 parcels are within the CRA. The applicant is Riviera Beach Community Development Corporation.
Okay. Do they?
That's our association with the CRA. I guess Scott can better explain that.
The CDC is a nonprofit organization that the CRA helped create, and now they operate independently. And they currently have a little over $1 million in funding from Palm Beach County to build affordable homes within the CRA. So they're currently building 5 homes. So this would allow them to build 2 of those 5 homes.
Are these 5 homes already sold, or?
They have an applicant pool, and I believe that they've already selected the applicants. Although the final, just because of the process until that house is actually constructed, they won't lock in that person. But they do have a list, and it's ranked, so that people are aware that they're in line to get a house.
Okay. Those are my questions.
Okay. Mr. McCoy?
No.
No?
I have one.
Go ahead, Mr. Wood.
Have the citizens that live in the area, were they notified about what was going to take place?
These items were notified. The properties were posted. I can go back to it. Also, we had a legal notice in the Pembroke Post. This yellow sign that you can see was posted on both main streets. So neighbors within walking distance can be informed.
That's it, no further question.
Okay. Just a couple quick questions. Is there any thought of continuing that road to the west so it ties into 13th Street?
Avenue G.
No,
Yeah.
we don't have any plans. I'm not aware of any plans at the moment.
Okay. All right. The other question is, right just to the west of the property, there is a new house being built right now. And is that one of the CDs? Is that one of the houses that we're funding?
Yes, that's one of the CDs.
This, okay. All right. Who makes the final decision on who gets the house?
The pool of applicants is submitted to Palm Beach County for review, and once then they're approved, then I believe it was done through first come, first serve, and unfortunately I don't have any more info.
So the county basically makes the decision.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the underwriting process, it all has to go through the county.
Okay. I have no other questions.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Scott, approximately how long does it take these houses to be built? I know the one is the 13th. Looks like it went up pretty fast. What is the time frame?
About 90 days.
90 days?
Yeah, sometimes 120, but they go up fairly quickly.
Oh.
Chair,
Yes.
I have one more question.
Ms. Shepherd still has the floor.
Thank you. I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Yes.
Ms. James.
Okay, my question is, who's the builder? The home builder?
We have 2 home builders right now. The 2 houses that are under construction is by a company, and for some reason the name flew out of my head, but All Site Construction will build one of these new houses, and then the other one will be, I believe, the company who's already building the one that Mr. Canuti spoke about just down the street. And I apologize, I can't think of the name of their company right now.
Okay, thank you.
All Site is a local, they have an office in Riviera Beach and West Palm.
Do we have a motion? If there's no other questions? We have a motion?
Or this is one presentation, but it was for 2 items.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to do both? Okay.
Right, so when it comes to making a motion,
Yeah, we want the motion separate, but you're going to present them together.
correct.
Okay.
I'm done with my presentation.
Go ahead. Continue.
So you're asking, Mr.
What-
Chair?
No, I'm done with my presentation for the two items.
Oh,
but
for the two items.
When the board gets ready to make a motion, it will be two motions, one for each item.
No, I understand. Okay, the first motion would be for the,
For item
It's changed.
8A, the
right,
ordinance for the land use.
right. Okay. Do we have a motion? If there's no discussion, do we have a motion for item A?
Can you, Mr. Chair? I was asking, Mr. Velasquez, can you go back and slide and put the
Sure.
recommendations? There it is. Okay.
Right, so it's two recommendations. The first one is for the land use, and the second one I didn't read it.
Okay.
I was going to go back to it, which is for the rezoning. But the staff recommends both land use and rezoning.
Any other questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
Move to approve recommending the proposed land use amendment.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Mr. Velasquez?
For clarity, who had the second?
Ms. James?
Julius Wiggum,
Yes.
Margaret Shepard,
Yes.
Frederick McCoy,
Yes.
Renee James,
Yes.
Edward Kennedy,
Yes.
unanimous approval. So moving on, we have letter B as well, which is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, amending the city's zoning map from community facility to downtown residential for the properties located at 301 West 13th Street and 313 West 13th Street, totaling 0.22 acres of land in order to facilitate the development of 2 new single-family homes and providing an effective date.
Any discussion? Do we have a motion?
Move to approve the proposed zoning district amendment.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. Call the roll.
Frederick McCoy,
Yes.
Margaret Shepard,
Yes.
Julius Wiggum,
Yes.
Renee James,
Yes.
Edward Kennedy,
Yes.
unanimous approval. Thank you. So now we'll go back to unfinished business, which is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, amending Chapter 28, Signs, Article 3, Construction and Installation Standards of the city's Code of Ordinances in order to establish the boundary of the Marina Upland Area Sign Overlay District and to create standards for the installation and use of signs within the Marina Upland Area Sign Overlay District, providing for conflicts, severability, and codification, and providing for an effective date. So within your packet tonight, I provided information from when the board first reviewed this item back on January 28th. And at that point in time, there was unanimous approval from the board to approve language associated with amendment to the city sign code, specifically pertaining to the Marina Upland area. So again, in order, as it appears in your packet, you have the updated staff presentation with today's date, and following that is the previously approved presentation from the 28th. So the actual context and contents of the presentation are almost identical, except there is a little bit of additional information added in the staff report, specifically this last paragraph, which outlines the review and unanimous approval from the Planning and Zoning Board on the 28th. However, as we moved through the process and had additional staff input and review, we kind of realized that the language could be improved, as is normally the case. So what we did is we went back, reviewed it. In order to clarify it further, we've created an actual map that provides a delineation of the overlay area. So this is what we're considering that marina district upland area. And again, the language that was previously proposed, there's only minor amendments to it. One of the biggest changes stemming from the previous planning and zoning board meeting, there was discussion on who will be able to take advantage of the sign code improvements. And the initial thought of staff was to have it be used for city purposes only. However, upon additional review and additional legal review, we decided it made more sense to have it available to anyone that owned property within this space. So again, the intent is to allow for more creative design options for signage and really be able to market that marina district for the special location that it is. So again, there's only a few minor modifications, and I can point them out if the board would like, or I can just entertain questions at this time.
Why don't you quickly summarize the major changes?
Okay. It might be easier maybe in the hard copy packet to look at the old version, and then I can use the current proposed version on the screen. So there was an amendment in the actual structure of the ordinance itself, so there might be different lettering or numbering. That was really just to clarify the sequencing of the ordinance itself and the language provided. Within A2, there was a small addition that just now says for wayfinding, so very minor addition there. Within letter B, that is the delineation of the overlay district itself. For the most part, that is identical, but what this did was accommodate the map, which will now be able to be placed into our code of ordinances, and again, further clarify the area that this overlay would pertain to. Then within the proposed amendment, there are specific types of signs that are mentioned. And in total, there were 8 specific numbers provided in the original document, and that remains constant with the newly proposed document as well. And there was only just minor tweaks within those definitions, but for the most part, it's 99% identical to what was previously provided and approved unanimously by the board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board regarding the sign ordinance? Mr. Wiggum? Mr. Wiggum? No? Mr. McCoy?
No.
No? Okay. Ms. Shepherd?
No.
No? No? Okay. This one question I had that came up was, this supersedes the current sign ordinance, and this is the new? Because it kind of read to me a little bit like you use the old sign ordinance or the new sign ordinance.
So the intent of this is to add additional options. So within, actually letter 8 describes, I'm sorry, let's see. It's not 8, just below number 8 is letter D.
Mm-hmm.
And that basically refers to the fact that if any of these other optional signs aren't requested, then it would refer back to the existing code. So we're still utilizing the existing city code, but this is just an additional layer of allowances, really, to allow for more creative sign choices.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
Chair,
Yes.
motion to approve amending Chapter 28 signs, Article 3, construction and installation standards as stated on the agenda.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Call the roll?
Trustee McCoy?
Yes.
Margaret Shepherd?
Yes.
Julius Williams?
Yes.
Dana James?
Yes.
Edward Kennedy?
Yes.
Unanimous voting, motion approved.
At this point, would you like to discuss the nomination of chair and vice chair?
That's next.
Okay.
Okay.
Historically, what happens is the floor is opened up for nominations. Anyone can nominate any other board member, or you can nominate yourself. At that point, if you are nominated, you can choose to accept the nomination or politely decline the nomination, and we can have a roll call vote if there are multiple people selected for either position.
Okay.
So at this point, are there any motions for chairperson?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
move to nominate Ms. James for chair.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, well, the floor is still open. Are there any other nominations for chairperson?
Any other nominations? No other nominations.
Would you accept that nomination, Ms. James?
Ms. James?
Yes.
Ms. James accepts the nomination. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And are there any nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Canuti for vice chair.
I respectfully accept.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for vice chair?
No,
Are you interested? Okay.
I would nominate Mr. McCoy.
Okay. Mr. McCoy, would you accept that nomination?
I would.
Okay. So we have a nomination for Mr. Canuti and a nomination for Mr. McCoy. Both are still in the position they would accept the nomination? Yes?
Okay, now how do you want to vote for this? Chair, since it's unanimous, it's only one person. Vote for chair and then come back to vice chair.
Well, I think the chairperson has been nominated, correct, for Ms. James?
Okay.
And
Yeah, we didn't vote, but yes. I mean, there were no, so, okay.
I assumed it was unanimous.
Okay, yes.
We could have roll call.
No, okay, no, I didn't know the protocol, whether we had to do the roll call. That's fine.
I would say there are multiple ways that we could proceed. However, it makes sense to me just to have, a show of hands, either voting for Mr. Canuti or for Mr. McCoy, and we can go from that board decision.
Okay. At this point, since now Ms. James has been elected as chair, do I pass the gavel to her?
Technically, yes.
Okay, I pass the gavel to her. Okay.
Proceed, Jeff.
Okay. I guess at this point I'll suggest just do a roll call vote in the sequence of nominations. So we'll do a roll call vote for Mr. Canuti. I would assume if that is affirmative, then you would receive the nomination. Otherwise, the nomination would go to Mr. McCoy. If that pleases the board.
Comments?
Madam Chair, can you explain that again? You said if the affirmative is for Mr. Canuti, then
Yes, so we currently have two options for vice chair. So it'll be either for Mr. Canuti or for yourself, Mr. McCoy. So we can do a roll call vote for Mr. Canuti as vice chair, and if that is unsuccessful, we could, in essence, assume the fact that everyone is voting for Mr. McCoy because we have two selections. We could do two roll call votes, but I'll leave that up to the board.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to do the two separate roll calls.
Does everyone agree?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
We'll go with the two.
not necessarily,
We'll do two.
Madam Chair.
So we'll do a roll call vote for Mr. Canuti first.
That's roll call, it's for who now?
If you vote yes, you are currently voting for Mr. Canuti as vice chair.
Treasurer McCoy,
No.
Margaret Shepherd,
Yes.
Julius Wiggum,
No.
Renee James,
No.
Edward Canuti,
Yes.
2 yes, 3 no.
Okay, we'll have a roll call for Mr. McCoy for vice chair.
Troy McCoy,
Yes.
Mario Shepard,
No.
Julius Williams,
Yes.
Renee James,
Yes.
Eric Cody,
No.
3 yes, 2 no.
So I'll say by that roll call, Tragic McCoy is now vice chair of the planning and zoning board.
Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so,
I'm sorry. I'd also just like to thank Mr. Canuti for serving as chair. I believe it was,
2 years.
I can't remember, it was multiple times. So once again, we thank you for doing that. You know, it's extra preparation and effort in order to do that, and we anticipate all the best from Ms. James as well.
thank you.
Thank you.
On to item 9, general discussion. Any public comment cards?
I don't believe we received any tonight.
No. So we'll move on to correspondence.
No correspondence.
Okay, item C, planning and zoning board comments. Start with the project updates or upcoming projects.
What I'll do is I'll provide kind of a semi-annual update through email. I'll provide the hard copy at our next board meeting. I know we've wanted to provide updates probably on a quarterly basis, so I think it's a good time to provide the board with that information.
Board, do you have any comments about that suggestion from Mr. Yagner? Board is okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yes.
Yes, Jeff, that'll be fine. Okay, so upcoming P&Z meetings.
Yes, our next meeting is tentatively scheduled for May 26th of this year.
Okay, and last thing, any board comments? We'll start with Mr. Wiggum. Do you have any final board comments, Mr. Wiggum?
I have one. You know, when we get the papers to go around to look at the properties that we are looking at, you have people in the homes and certain businesses. When we walk around, looking around, they're looking at us, you know. I've asked this before. Can we get some kind of T-shirt to say that we are on the planning and zoning board, that we represent the city? Because, you know, if the way things going now, it's kind of scary to walk around some of these properties taking a look. And I got a shirt, but it's one of them winter shirts. But a T-shirt, I don't think it would cost that much for us to have a T-shirt on. And I know some of us really like to go into these properties and ask people questions. Are you satisfied with what's going to go on here? You read the letter. And, you know, sometimes people, if they don't know who you are, really, they won't even answer you. You can't get any feedback on it. So I would just like to make a motion that staff get us some kind of T-shirt this summer or something to wear. I've asked for this before, and you know, I've been in Riviera a long time. A lot of people know me, but in certain areas, people don't know me, and I'm going to walk in those areas and look around. So that's why I'm looking out for my safety right now. Thank you.
Jeff, do you want to give a response for Mr. Wiggum?
Mr. Wiggum is correct. That request has been made before, and what I can do is say I'll look into it and provide any feedback that I receive.
Thank you. Mr. McCoy, board comments?
Yes, just curious, a couple things. The notice that was required for the zoning and the land use change that we did, does that not require a mail out for 300 feet, the buffer?
I'm sorry, no, I'm just thinking of that and I missed that. We did provide the mail out to everyone within 300 feet of the property. So it was the Amish Post legal ad. It was mailed to everyone within 300 feet, and 2 signs on the actual property.
Okay. And I was just curious, the Cunningham Park project, do you have any updates on that? And does that actually go through the building department because it's actual, I guess, construction, if you will?
Yes, so the Cunningham Park project was approved by the Planning and Zoning Board and approved by City Council. There has been funding allocated for site renovations. The last update I was provided was that they're working through some of the final details on the development plans for the restroom structure. However, that is soon to be completed, and at that point they would provide a full set of building plans to the building division for review and approval, and hopefully construction commences very soon.
That's it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Kennedy.
No, I would just like to thank everyone on this board for your help and support in the last couple of years as chair, and appreciate your efforts and your efforts of getting here and being part of it. So I have no other comments.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. We appreciate everything that you do for the board. Ms. Shepherd?
Just an update on the Dollar General project. I talked to one of my neighbors, that's the manager over there at the dive shop, and he said he was just elated that the city is doing anything on that corner. I asked him did he receive a notice, and he said no. But he was happy about it, and I was happy that he was happy about it. And I just think we should take precaution and make sure those businesses are alerted to the project, make sure that they're going to be satisfied with it. It was something else I should have wrote it down. But I think that's the bulk of it, that he was pretty happy about Dollar General being there. And I know. Also, he was very happy with the ambassadors being there, and he was quite happy with how they cleaned the sidewalks and how they took their time and picked up the paper, even on that piece of property. He noticed how they went into the gates and picked up, and he's almost sure that they're going to continue that practice. But also maybe a garbage can or something would be at that stop. I don't know if you're moving that stop, I'm not sure. I couldn't answer that. But he was quite happy. I just never heard anyone talk about the ambassadors like him. And I guess because his business is pretty lucrative. So I just wanted the board to know that the Dollar General is well perceived in that area. And I'm happy about it. Thank you. That's all, Madam
Ms.
Chair.
James, just one quick question
Yes.
from Mr. Gagnon. Are we getting any activity on those 3 vacant former trailer parks?
There has been no really formal or informal discussions that I'm aware of. I know historically there was, I believe, a grant application that was submitted. It appears to have been unsuccessful because this was probably 6 months to a year ago now, and I haven't heard anything additional from that entity. So I'd say as of right now, there's no additional progress.
Okay. No other questions?
One more question, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Shepherd.
The property that was trying to be with the houses right there at Family Dollar, did anything ever happen with that project? Did it die? Are they coming back? Because I know it died here on this board. Did you hear anything more from that developer?
Having difficulty placing project.
Dollar General and I think the Plasma.
The residential component?
Yes.
The outcome of that was the applicant had requested for the application to be suspended. It wasn't withdrawn. I think that they were looking to see if they could find additional community support, but I haven't received additional word from them, so at this point it seems to be a dead project.
Okay, across the street, I think they were going to build in the trail park there some type of project. I can't quite remember what they were going to do. A senior citizen project or something. Did you hear any more about that?
Yeah, that was actually the grant application I was referring to previously when I responded to Mr. Kennedy's question.
Okay.
So I think that they had gone out and attempted to receive grant funding, but I think it was unsuccessful.
It was unsuccessful.
I believe so, just because we haven't heard back.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, I just have two quick things. The first one, and I think I had asked for this a while back, and at one time we were doing it, was actually providing a copy of the notice language that goes out to the residents so we can see it in the package, and that way we don't have to continuously ask that question about if residents were noticed. So we just have a copy of the ad, the postcard, whatever the city sends out about the notice and a date. That will greatly help us in that area. And my second thing, a couple months ago we were going through the duties and responsibilities of the PNC. Do you have an update on that?
I would say it's stalled right now.
Okay. So the old one is still currently in effect because we haven't finalized any revisions.
That's correct.
Okay, at the next meeting, Jeff, could you so kindly provide to each board member the current copy of that where it specifies us adding input into for the next budget year for capital improvements, in case any board member would like to do that in the upcoming fiscal year?
Okay, so it would appear under the board discussion on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. There's no other comments. I have a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Canudi, second by Ms. Shepherd. Meeting adjourned.